it's one thing to make a great superhero movie, and it's another thing to make a great movie, and to combine that together is the beautiful mix that I would love to hit every single time, that mark every single time.
Do you ever see a day where you could crowdfund with the audience that you've built up, crowdfund a huge feature?
I definitely think I have the audience to do such a thing. They definitely support my journey through Netflix Dreams, and I appreciate my supporters and
Mhm.
even the people on Netflix. I definitely think the world is waiting for my original project, whatever I choose for that to be. But it is coming really soon. But I definitely think I have the support system to make that happen. And all the times that I make videos, I have people in my comments like yo, if you just made your own original film, like I already know like it's gonna go crazy, it's gonna be this, and I want to deliver it for those people, and I will. So I definitely think like if I started something up, they'd be there for it.
So you've mentioned in the past that you'd love to collaborate with Marvel. Why is that?
Marvel to me is like when I watch those movies, I just feel like a kid again being blown away from seeing like his first like epic, and like seeing the heights that Marvel has reached is super inspiring. You know what I'm saying? I'm someone who loves the
Mhm.
visuals, loves the action, but seeing that they've also placed such a great story with all these different characters, and now it feels like a world that like audiences around the world feel invested into. You know, I don't know. It's just the dream. I feel like everyone has that dream of wanting to be that superhero who gets to inspire the world and be
Mhm.
that idea when people feel down and they need that up to get up and make it happen. And I definitely feel that one of my biggest dreams as an actor is to be a superhero. And when I see Marvel, I'm
Mm.
like, that's the type of superhero I want to be, like the Marvel heroes. So I would love to collab with Marvel on anything. Just even if it's just me learning and watching. I'm someone who loves to sponge information. I want to get better. I want to do better. So we gonna see what the future brings.
No, that's great. I mean, have you started writing scripts where you've created your own, Marvel-like or Marvel-esque
I d-
universes? Is that something that you'd like to do? Is like own the IP and create that type of
so I
universe?
mean, we definitely are working on heroes. We're working on original heroes. But um, you know, given the opportunity to direct anything with the IP of Marvel would be amazing. I'd put my whole heart into it. I'd study. I'd figure it out. And I would put like, I'd make sure the fans and people who've never even like heard of the character could walk away happy. You know what I'm saying? And they both could meet and shake hands and be like, hey, we saw a great movie today. It's one thing to make a great superhero movie, and it's another thing to make a great movie. And to combine that together is the beautiful mix that I would love to hit every single time, that mark every single time.
If you could have, if you could cast anyone in your content, who are some actors that you would cast?
I would definitely cast Leonardo. we we gonna make
Yeah,
the
I think
coolest
I think
video.
I think every filmmaker one day wants
We It
to
would be the
cast Leonardo.
coolest
Yeah.
thing ever. I'd cast Will Smith, of course. James McAvoy. I'd cast Matthew McConaughey. I'd cast Brad Pitt. I'd cast.
Mhm.
I feel like I'm creating the Avengers. I'm like, um, man, throw Jennifer Lawrence in there. Um,
I love this conversation. The reason why I'm asking is because there's definitely an affinity that you have with
yeah,
long form, and it feels like you've taken your Vine experience and you're looking at TikTok and YouTube as kind of like like a stepping stone of like being able to produce very expensive content that's going to be worth hundreds of millions to produce. And I think there a lot of creators out there. I think this was something that you'd see a lot early YouTube days. And it's really cool that you still have like this type of passion, because most creators are thinking, I'm going to figure out how to monetize my social and my content on TikTok or YouTube or Twitch, and have that be my focus and have that be my future. And you're like, such an artist where you're like, no, 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 I want to create features. I want to create something that's very cinematic, that you can only see in the cinema, or you can only see on Netflix or on TV. And I find that just very fascinating. Am I describing you correctly?
No, 100%. I mean, I feel like it's
You're like Mr. Hollywood. That's a digital creator.
I feel like it comes with, having tunnel vision, when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to a goal that you want, and even from Vine, it's like, the idea was definitely rolling around in there, like, filmmaking. I want to make movies, but back on Vine, it's like, but I only have 6 seconds. Like, how can I do this, So I tried to come as close as I could, but eventually pushing over to Instagram and YouTube really, like, it felt like, okay, like, go out there and really really try it, like, really see like what you can do, what you can, like, manage. And I just feel like it's something that I truly have fell in love with, and it's something that I truly want to do. And I feel like when people see my content, they see that dream, they see that goal. And that's all I want to continue to do, is show people like this dream that I have. Yes, it may be big, but it's 100% possible, and I'm going to work really hard to make it happen. And that's going to come with early days, late nights, repeat, learning new things, taking
Mm-hmm.
away everything I learned and relearning it over again. But it's something that I'm prepared to do, and I just want to continue to prove myself.
No, that's great. Well, we've collaborated with you in the past. I think with like Forever 21, we've worked with some games, um, with your content in the past, and you and your team, you're very collaborative. Um, do you have fears as you start working with the Netflixes of the world, or let's say major studios or other platforms, that they might take what drives you, um, and, and maybe you know try to be more persuasive, or they try to, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, I mean, do you think there's a time where they try to control the creative and control how things need to work with the production, and they see you more of someone that is hired to take on a job? How would you balance that? Because right now you call all the shots. Do you think you'd be able to work with like a bigger studio or production, where you kind of have to have a seat at the table with a council of people?
I definitely know, like, the more you get into this, like, bigger companies and bigger studios, they have done this for longer, and they're going to fight for like what they, you know, how things have always worked, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm someone who also believes that, like, when it comes to like a project that I do, and it's like if I'm being hired to do such a project, it's like you guys are already giving me that trust that you want me in this room. And I feel like, to that company or to that studio, you should trust yourself, because if you didn't, I wouldn't be here to begin with. So, I do feel like sometimes there are rare situations where directors aren't allowed to be themselves, or as free as they are used to being, and sometimes that can damage the project, the art. And I feel like that's something I truly care about. So I feel like, in honesty, in the future, if that came um, in the way of the art being, its fullest potential, I just don't think I could do that. And that's just something that I just feel like in the future I want all my films to have a certain flavor, a certain look. And the second it doesn't, I don't know. That's just it's something I love, so I take it very seriously.
Thank you again so much for making time for this interview, and being a part of this podcast. Is there anything that you'd like to share? I mean, whether it's how to stay motivated or driven, or are there things that you've learned recently that you feel like the world should know?
I mean, I'm someone who's always learning myself. So, I'm still figuring everything out, but what I can say is to follow your passions with an unrelentless pursuit. Do what you love, no matter what the people say. If you love it, believe in yourself that you can make it a reality, and don't be afraid to take the leap of faith, but jump forward. You know what I'm saying? Don't jump backwards, because at
Yeah.
least when you're jumping forward, you see where you're going, and that's a Denzel Washington quote. So, you know, I would just tell the dreamers out there to keep dreaming and keep believing, and I definitely want to be a person that they can look up to, because every day I don't think I've spent any day past like I don't even know, past like 16, 15, not thinking about this dream. So I can't wait to let everyone know that I was right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, King Vader, thank you so much for joining us, and everyone. And again, we'll have to do this again soon. I'm excited to see your projects and these premieres that are
Yes,
going to be
sir.
coming out. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and so you know definitely we'll tune in there. And everyone that's watching this, thank you so much for tuning in, and please like this video and follow. Thank you so much.